Welcome back to Game Brigade. My name is Brian. If you're new here, thank you for watching. This is my lovely wife, Jessica. And today we are going to be doing a recap for the month of April. This is part of our Keep or Sell segment where we talk about also games that are coming and going, what we're playing, what we're doing. And I've wrangled my wife into this video.
Why am I here?
That's a question we'll find out in the video. We'll see what's going on. So, well, what did we have last month? We had some games coming in, so we're going to talk about those, and we also had some games sold. I'm not going to bring all the games that came back, but I did okay at the game sale. I had a video posting about games must go, and I sold about roughly $140 in games, so that's good. Still have some that left over. The most notable ones were Wild Ascent and Expeditions did not get sold.
Bummer.
So we're still working on that. I've listed those now on the BGG market. We'll see what happens there. But those are fairly inefficient ways to sell. But we have some new games. So let's talk about what's new in the collection. We'll start here with the Caverna expansion.
So you sold $140 worth of stuff? And I spent 20 of it.
Yeah. So at the game sale, we went to go pick up our games on Sunday, and we had our daughter with us, and Jessica was with me. And while she's perusing, we found Caverna. This is the expansion, The Forgotten Folk. I believe this is out of print, and this is an expansion that's a fan-made expansion.
Yep.
And effectively, what this does with Caverna is it allows players to play different races. Caverna is a kind of a farming game where you either can build like in the farms or in the caves, and it's kind of quirky. It's a lot of fun.
Or you could be a rancher.
You could be a rancher.
It's like Harvest Moon. I love Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
So I love Caverna.
In fact, Caverna was the first game that you bought your own deluxeified storage solution.
Yep.
You bought like a
broken
token insert for it.
Yep.
So I don't know if Forgotten Folk fits in the broken token. We'll have to find out because it's pretty filled in that box.
Not.
But basically, this one provides players with asymmetrical factions that you can play as. So on the back, it actually says you can play with... I know I saw it somewhere. If I actually just read... Man.
I think it was on somebody else's synopsis.
Yeah, I know it's like orcs and elves and stuff like that. So we picked this up. That was $20.
$20. It was a good price.
And it's still sealed. So hopefully we get this to the table relatively soon. Actually, yeah, let's put that back over there. The next thing I picked up, so then we went to our local coffee shop that's also a, I don't know, is it it's a local comic book store?
Comic book store with a coffee shop inside of it.
Yeah. So we went there, and I picked up Marvel Champions. So I like to try to support our local stores as much as possible. The comic book shop is a bunch of guys that are really nice, and they have a very small, like... If it was a Calyx shelf, it would be like a 3x3 size area of board games and whatnot. And they had the next Evolution Marvel Champions set, which has Domino and Cable as playable characters, as well as another campaign. And me and my friend Matt, Game Brigade Matt, are playing through the campaign previously to this one, the X-Men version. And I saw this and I was like, you know what? Even if I don't play the campaign, I enjoy the modular sets for this, as well as the champions, being able to get more X-Men. We're both loving X-Men right now, so...
I mean, I've always loved X-Men, but you're getting into it, so... They
got
Mr.
really
Sinister, Juggernaut...
So so this would be really, really cool. In fact, Mr. Sinister is like kind of like the villain that... We're watching the original, the 1993 X-Men right now. Mr. Sinister is actually like one of the villains. Our daughter was like, turn this off, it's too scary.
To be fair, it was a little intense.
So the next game we picked up, now this will be a review copy. This was sent to me for review. This is For Glory, and this is a game that I've actually been really excited to try for a while. I know that they were requesting reviewers like a year ago. I did not get selected for that first round of Go. But then they actually personally reached out to me and said, hey, Brian, we've seen some of your videos and you kind of seem to like systems like this. Would you be okay checking it out? I'm like,
you're famous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. But I was like, yeah, I would love to check out this game. So we'll be getting this to the table soon. But fortunately, we have some other copies, other review games that we have to get out first based on just timeline-wise.
I mean, gladiatorial combat.
Dude, it looks cool.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah, it looks good. So I'm excited for that. So the next review copy, this will be a Kickstarter review or preview. I have to check what they want me to do. This is Aces and Armor, and this is a World War II game. Looks like some sort of 4X, not 4X, but like a hex-based tactical war game, which is right up my alley.
I was going to say, that sounds like you.
It's World War II. They've made another game similar to this, which was a World War I. It's like trenches and something. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, we have a great system that worked well with World War I. Now we're doing the World War II. Is that our daughter? I don't think that was her.
I hope not.
Yeah, well, we'll have to check. Anyways, this looked really good. So this will be the next game we're going to be playing at our local game night as we prepare for reviews. And then I just got this in today. And this box is weird.
This box is questionable.
So, it's got my address on there. So
just put your thumb over it.
And I'm just going to do something like this. Here we go. So this showed up today, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
That is one way to ship something.
And I don't think the game that's in here is actually what's being sent to me. This is from Realms, Awaken Realms. And this, I believe, will be their next Kickstarter that we're going to be checking out.
Awesome.
But I've never had them send me a box that looks like they went to Goodwill and just bought a game.
Okay, but this survived shipping from
Poland.
Overseas.
Yeah, from Poland.
So
right?
that is impressive.
Yeah, Poland. Warclaw.
As I ship a bunch of stuff for a living, that's impressive.
I forgot to mention, we have a giveaway going on right now.
We do.
We have a giveaway.
Excellent giveaway.
And, well, thank you for saying that. And it's tied, the giveaway is tied to when the Fractured Sky, can you look up Fractured Sky while I talk about it? So real quick, we have a giveaway if you're still watching, hopefully you are, that is for the Fractured Sky game. Here we have the Super Deluxe. We also have a copy of Mythic Mischief, which is going to include all the expansions, as well as Moonrakers with its expansions, and we're going to be giving away another pledge of Fractured Sky. And the ending date will be when Fractured Sky's campaign ends about 5 days prior to the campaign. How many days left do we have?
I don't know. I think this is the old one.
This is the old one. Okay.
I'm not doing it right.
That's okay. We can just go here. Created. Okay, they have 7 days to go. So that means probably in 2 days. So 1 day from the day this video goes live, because this will be going live on a Wednesday. It'll be Thursday. I'll be picking the winners officially for the giveaway. So to be entered in the giveaway, there's a video in the description you can watch for all the full details. But the quick and rough of it is you need to be subscribed to the channel, and you need to comment on this video or any of my videos where I have mentioned. What do you want to do the hashtag?
I don't know. I'm bad at this.
Let's do hashtag X-Men and tell me what your favorite X-Men is. And if you don't have one, make it up for me. Okay. But yeah, that'll be your entry for this. Also, talking about the games we played, segue. So, Jessica, we actually got you wrangled in some game nights, which is great. I love when I get my wife to play board games with us. And Fractured Sky was the game that I got you to play with us. Mm-hmm. And the reason I picked this, we had, who was with us? We had, I can't remember who played. We had
Louis.
Yeah.
And we had Louis' brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law, that's right. Okay, so Fractured Sky, I didn't know my friend Louis, he's part of the Game Brigade crew as well. He had his brother-in-law visiting, and I don't know what his gamer sense is. So whenever I'm not sure, I like to find my gateway games or gateway plus games, and that's what Fractured Sky is. And because my wife hasn't played the game before, I was like, I think this would be perfect. It'll be a good way to kind of see how people do with a game that, I believe is really easy to learn. And so we pulled it out. And Jessica, what did you think of this one? And we can remind you, this is the game where you have the...
This was a couple weeks ago.
It's the bidding game. You
yes.
have the little airships. You're going to pick a bid.
Yep.
You place them in the location. You're getting resources or the star falls.
I mean, the game's right up my alley. I loved it. It's complex enough to be... You got some strategy in there, but it's easy enough to pick up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So
I would love it if it's one of Jess's games. It would definitely be... It would stick around for me.
Nice. So we played this to 4-player. Now, we played this again last week at 5-player.
Oh.
And it's the first time I've done 5-player. Almost every game I've done has been 4 or 3. Mm-hmm. 5-player was a completely different experience. Because...
Bad or...
It could be either way. So with this game, there obviously is the territories on the map that they're located that you can buy. Well, now you have to add another player. So when it's 4-player, I feel like everyone can pretty much build everything or almost 2.
Yep.
But this time we only allowed each person was out 5 buildings. Maybe someone had 6 buildings.
Yeah.
So it really limited if you're going to go for the guard towers that give you plus more power, or if you're going for markets. It was a very interesting game.
You had to stick to a more singular strategy.
Yeah. And now they have an expansion. Did I explain what the expansion is to you when we played?
No.
The new expansion, it basically will have a set collection with it, where there's going to be little colored, the starfalls you collect will be colored. And so you have to go for those colored stars and try to collect them in the color that you're going for to get more points. It's very interesting. We tried to do a little bit. It didn't really work. So I'm really excited for the expansion because obviously we need the color tokens.
But I would miss the cosmic cheese.
You know what? Yeah.
The ones in the Ultra Deluxe version, the little starfalls, they're metal.
They're actually not.
Oh, they're not?
It's an add-on.
Oh.
The metal starfalls, the ones that come in...
You got the super special add-on then.
I got the metal add-on.
I love it, because it looks like cosmic cheese.
Yeah. So that was Fracture Sky, but that's not your most played game in the month of April. So I want you to talk about your most played game, if you could. So
Uno.
Who makes Uno? Who was it developed by? Who was the designer?
Oh my God. Mattel Toys.
I don't even know if they would have the designers still on there.
I don't even know
That'd be
either,
funny.
But Mattel.
Yeah. So
I think we all know this. Do we also remember that we have a 4-year-old?
Yeah. So we actually got our daughter officially playing Uno, and she's good.
She can handle herself now.
She can act. She's beaten me several times with no help.
Like organically.
And I'm throwing like draw 4s, draw 2s, skip you. And she's like, oh man. Oh, she's so freaking cute. But we play this now, right now, we've been playing Uno.
Oh my God.
Like 6 times a day.
No.
Or more.
More than that.
Like,
if you
it's
get her
super
going,
cute.
she wants to play like 20 times, and it's still not enough.
And you know what?
It's never enough.
It's fun though. Like I actually am sitting there playing and I'm actually having a fine time. It's a fun game. I've always enjoyed Uno. I used to play it on the Xbox back a long time ago, like 20 years ago.
It's all about playing with the cards though.
So we had a good time. So that's our most played game.
Where's her little rack?
It's all right here.
So bonus tip.
It doesn't have the bottom on it. Here, you can do it like this. Remember it makes it.
Do the thing. Bonus tip. If you do have young children that you want to play a card game or anything with, we use this.
Yeah, it's great.
Little card holder for her because she can't hold all of her cards. It's excellent.
Yeah, because I'm making her draw 4 cards.
They're all the way out to here.
So when she's holding all the cards like this, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So I pulled this out. This is actually a company that sponsored my channel back in 2020, and we did a little video of it. I don't know if they're still in business. I think it's called Uber Stacks. Oh. Really useful. I use these for my Marvel Champions.
Yep.
We put the villain and all the things that we're dealing with on it, so we can see it. And I love it. So if you haven't seen these little card holders, they actually have holes, so you could build like multiple layers if someone wanted to do like multiple things.
Modular.
Yeah, it's a
major plus.
Kind of a cool system.
A simple yet really helpful tool. I mean, her Uno game just increased dramatically when you busted out the card holder.
So that's that. My most played system or game is probably still Star Wars Unlimited.
You're addicted.
I've been playing a lot. When my wife went on a vacation to see their family for a week, and I played this pretty much every day at the local stores. I went to every single game store locally, and I was winning. So I was like, oh, I haven't lost a game. I didn't lose a game for 4 tournaments. It wasn't until May the 4th that I finally lost my finals game, which really stunk. And I honestly think I would have won that game, but we got called to time. And so I lost because I played the win at that moment, which was not the way. So that's basically what we've been doing. We've also been doing other things.
Did you need this?
No. My wife picked up me some comic books on our vacation. I'm a huge Thrawn. I don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing? Oh my God.
I'm a huge Thrawn fan, and this series just recently came out. This is the Thrawn Alliance series. And she picked up these 3 for me.
They only had 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Which they're really cool.
And remember I mentioned we went to our comic book store.
Your arm is in the way.
Sorry. We went to the comic book store where we got the Marvel Champions, and I asked them if they had number 1 because I was missing number 1, and they did. They pulled it out from the back, still in this nice packaging. Our daughter picked up some comic books.
Well, wait. Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Do we know when Free Comic Book Day is?
It was.
It's always the first Saturday in May.
It was May 4th.
Which this year coincided with May the 4th. So we not only have Star Wars Day, but we also had Free Comic Book Day.
This is bonus May content.
Yes.
You're getting bonus May content only found here on Game Brigade Studios. I was almost going to say like...
This is what happens when you bring me on the channel. We start talking about everything.
So our daughter picked up some comic books for herself, which is really great because I kind of like, they're perfectly for her. She obviously can't read right now. But she just looks at the pictures and
she'll tell a story with the pictures.
It's so funny because she'll be like looking at the picture and be like, "He's so happy now, he's mad." It's so funny. And then we picked up comic books for ourselves as well.
Yeah, they had free comics for every taste out there.
Yeah,
it was great.
So that I think wraps up for board game or gaming related hobbies. We do have a final bonus section that I do on this series all the time where we talk about movies. But if you're no longer interested in hearing about the movies that we're watching together, more than fine to watch away. But otherwise, we're going to talk about what we watched, which was not very much because we were busy and you were out of town. Yeah. So the one movie we specifically watched together was an older film that was recommended to us from one of our Game Brigade friends named Sylvan. And he recommended a movie called Death Trap. I'll see if I can show you guys that, if you can see it.
Why don't you just put a graphic on the screen?
Man, that's too much work. So Death Trap's a 1982 film, and notable actor in it is
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve, which kind of takes you by surprise a little bit. And the movie... I don't know how much we want to spoil. It's a 1982 movie. We might have a spoiler section.
But you don't want to spoil it for people who want to actually go see it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So
it's a fascinating movie.
It's a thriller movie.
With multiple twists.
And it's a whodunit.
Yes.
Don't say twist because that's a spoiler. It's a whodunit. It's a whodunit thriller movie. The premise of the film is the lead character, who's not Christopher Reeves, is a playwright, and he needs to come up with a play, a new play to become successful because he's currently living off the wealth of his wife. And
he's an existing playwright, but
who,
he's kind
who
of
had one hit.
Entering the tail end of his
career. He's had one hit, and now everything is kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
And his wife pays for everything, and she's fine with it. She's like, "It's okay, honey. I don't mind if you live off me." But he's like, "I can't live off of you. I need to be sufficient," or whatever. And then he gets a call from a student of his who has finished his own script or manuscript or whatever.
His first one.
His first one, and it's called Death Trap. And he sends it over to him to read, and it is incredible. And he decides to come up with a plan to kill the student and take it for himself. And there's a bunch of twists and things that happen along the way in regards to this. I would say it's a very hard movie to find. You can actually find it on YouTube. If you have YouTube Premium, that's even better because you can watch it without ads.
Is that how we watched it? I can't remember.
No, I don't know how we found it. Who knows? It was... We watched it with ads, I think. I don't know. But the thing I have to stress for anyone who is going to take the plunge in this film, it is made to also resemble a play.
Yep.
It takes place almost entirely. It's a long film as well for a 1982 film.
Isn't it like 2 hours?
Yeah, it was so long.
So long.
God, I wish they had better stats that I can just like...
I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours long.
It was long. But it takes place almost entirely in one room.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of single takes.
Single long takes, a lot of dialogue. It's not an action movie. It's a dialogue-based movie. So if you're interested in good writing, this movie was probably right up your alley. But because it was so long, and because it's kind of like you're watching a play, it was a hard watch for a while. I was intrigued through it. I went to school for film. Like, I was into that. My wife was like, all right, this is kind of
like, what is going on here? What is happening?
And I didn't mind the things that occurred at the end.
Well, and it's also, because it's so much like a play, everything is very overdramatic.
Yes.
Very overdramatic.
Yeah. If you are a cinema person, if you like going and seeing interesting film that's not even talked about very often,
Yeah.
I would say Death Trap might be one to watch. But in terms of the thriller structure that we've been watching, it's kind of low for me. You know, it's good cinema,
Yeah.
but I think in terms of the movies we've been watching, I really lean more towards like the cop looking for a serial killer, like
detective story.
like Seven, Prisoners, right? Like
Yeah.
those are thrillers that I really get behind. Maybe I don't know. It's just so interesting to me. The ones that have been like just like a whodunit, and it's just people being people. It was kind of, I don't know.
It was still thrilling because
Yeah.
you're still like, I was uneasy watching some of that. I'm like, oh, like what is happening?
And then the final movie we watched, completely on the other side of the spectrum in terms of design, was Extraction 2 on Netflix with Liam Hemsworth. Is that his name? What's his name? Chris Hemsworth?
Hemsworth.
Chris-
You're thinking
Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson.
And you're saying that because I had commented this movie poster looks exactly like Taken 2.
So Chris Hemsworth. So take it. Extraction on Netflix. I didn't mind. Complete action movie. If you are like, I want to see action, it's very similar to like, oh my God, the Keanu Reeves movie. I can't remember the name of it.
The what?
The Keanu Reeves movie. There's 4 of them.
Oh my God.
Kill His Dog movie.
John Wick.
John Wick. Very much felt like a John Wick-ish action. And I also really appreciate, this is something you don't get in a lot of action movies. When they're doing the hand-to-hand fighting, it's something that John Wick did. It's something that Extraction does as well. They don't cut away from the combat.
I was actually impressed with that.
So you can actually see them
it's a
doing
long
the movements.
take of the combat.
Yeah, a lot of movies will do a lot of quick cuts to hide the combat because they're not actually doing it. They're just pretending to do it. But here they're doing it.
Pretty real.
And I will also give massive credits for the super, super long takes. And they might be fake long takes with hidden cuts. Obviously, I'd have to watch it again.
Seamless.
But they were very, very long one takes, which is always impressive to see a movie do that. Now, this is true shoot 'em up, adrenaline, testosterone movie with
It's
a
an
kind of
action
with a
flick.
kind of a weak plot.
Popcorn flick.
Yeah, you know, people doing stupid decisions which doesn't make sense, and that's the only way the plot can move forward is by people doing stupid things. But I enjoyed it. I liked Extraction 1 more. I felt like I had a more grounded in reality kind of story that I could believe.
Yeah.
But this one was just there. But yeah, not much to talk about. You know, it was one of those movies you watched it once, you'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah.
And you move on, you know. Oh, I also watched when you were gone. I watched Resident Evil, the first one. So I was like, I wanted to watch a movie while I was eating dinner that I didn't have to commit to. And I was like watching Resident Evil, and I was like, God, this is so bad. You know?
It was low budget.
I don't remember it being that bad when we were like 16 when that came out.
I mean, yeah, think about that.
I thought it was really good.
We're old.
Oh, we didn't talk about her Lego Star Wars. Oh. Avery made her first X-Wing. Now, I wasn't there because I was at a tournament.
You decided, well, May the 4th.
It was
You
on
decided
May
to
the
go
4th.
do the Star Wars tournament instead.
Yeah.
But Barnes & Noble had a free Lego build event where you built this cute little X-Wing totally free. And it was really cool. We had our group of the 501st cosplayers there, and they were just, everybody was so great. It was really neat. And we brought one home for you to build with her, which you still need to do.
Well, she hasn't been like bored to the point that like
You're like, I need to do something with you.
like we need to do something. And she still plays with this.
Yeah.
We had a serious meltdown when she was playing with it, and she broke off a wing and it fell into the crevice of the couch.
The world ended.
Oh man, we had to get out, stop everything, holding the couch up while Jessica's digging underneath it trying to find it. Oh man. But you know, we did find it. Obviously, it's fully back together. But yeah,
she was very upset.
Yeah, so that wraps up the recap of the month. I wanted to talk about, like, have a section, you know, one point originally of like, what am I backing, and have you talk about it. But we haven't been backing anything lately.
That's good.
So no new games. It's, you know, obviously we have way too many games as it is.
Are you gonna do a studio tour and admit how tall your games are?
You know, I actually think that'd be a great idea. Actually, like you would have to film it, and we could do a
You're-
studio tour and do a shelf by shelf
like to the ceiling
review.
up there.
Yeah, I love it. It's really good.
You love it until it falls on you.
I mounted it. They're secured.
No, I mean the ones on top that are not secured.
That's not gonna hurt me. I'm a big guy. That would just make me curse.
You would still cry about it.
So anyways, thank you guys for watching. My name is Brian. This is Jessica. And thank you for watching till the end. As always, we'll talk to you soon. Oh, look, you're so sweet. Oh my gosh, I've never... All right, talk to you soon.
Cut that out.
Bye-bye. I'm not. Love you. Bye-bye.
Sick love you.